Hello, welcome back. So our next speaker is David Gohel from ArData, and he's going to talk about clinical tables with flextable, tables, and rtables. Welcome, David.
Thank you. Hello, so I'm David Gohel, the author of flextable. So I will show you today some advances that have been related or not related to RTRS, which mean rtables for regulatory submission. This is a consortium group that work on table creation, and a book is now existing. So I will show what the benefit of collaborating on this kind of book, and obviously the advance that have been made with flextable on this subject. So I will give a small emphasis on tables, on rtables, which are two other table package, not exactly like flextable, and I will show you how good it is to mix both of tools. So about flextable package, the goal of flextable is to provide a solution to create some tables for reporting from R code, pure R code. You can create and customize them with some format. You can add some header, some footer. And below you should see a small example of what it can do. So here I'm creating a new structure from cars dataset, creating a flex table from it, formatting few things like the line, the row where the stat is equals to range will be pink. The first column, so G1 could be a name, will be bold, and the second column will be italic. So basically, this is what flextable is. I assume some of you already know flextable, and I'm not showing all the basic. The goal is to show things for the clinical reporting, not to go back to flextable basics. So that's why we start with this example. But here you have a transformator, and here you have some formattings. So, quick overview of the package. So, the flextable function can easily create some reporting table from a data frame. So, that's the history. That was my first vision. You need a data frame to create a table. Then, if you have a data frame, you can create and format any table you want, given some grammar and some function. So let's have a see at this one, which is a table I saw on Twitter. Then I try to reproduce it. So you can download the code if you want, and the presentation will be shared, even the code. So let's have a look. This is this code. So these are the data. And this is the code that I need to produce the table you saw. So running everything. And I get an image. That's the image you saw on the screen. But I can get the table in HTML format or in RTF. Yeah, let's make it simple. And as you can note, flextable, so it's always has been like this, is enabled to mix some image and some format. For example, this is a number format. Say I want a big mark with space. So this is an example. But now we have a new function. It's been some 1 or 2 years that it exists, the function is asFlextable. AsFlextable function will transform specific object into flextable object. So the example you see here shows that I can create a table. It is. This is a nice table, but I want it to look like a little bit the SAS procfrec result procedure. So it creates this table, which mimic a little bit the procfrec result. So I have the number, I have the row percent, the column percent, so column first and row after. So that's the second main function of flextable, the asFlextable function. When you have a flextable with flextable or asFlextable, you can export it to HTML. That's all the results you can see on the screen where I'm presenting. You can obviously have it on Microsoft Word or RTF. RTF is quite new. I did it just to make it possible. I didn't believe it was an important format, and then I've been explained that some of pharmaceutical industry or pharmaceutical organization needed the RTF, so I added the RTF. Microsoft PowerPoint for presentation. The format is PDF for the document made with LaTeX, and grid graphics on Excel. So a few words about the new format. RTF is quite new. Grid graphic, I'm very proud of this one. It has been written with Panayotis, and it creates some graphics from the flextable. So as it is a grid graphic, you can mix that with the ggplot output, for example. There is a new one. I'm not the author of that one. It's an extension named FlexLSX by Tobias Eidler. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. So it creates some Excel table from flextable. I'm not sure it's finished yet, but the test I had with this package were very, very good. So that's all the output we can have. Let's have a look at clinical table. So I'm going to call summarizer on a data frame, and it will create a numerical or discrete summary per variable. And I can also use a by variable so that each column contains the statistics for a given group. So that's the result. So you can obviously improve that output. There the column is taking the name of the variable is taking too much space, so we should gather age on the statistics on the same column, for example. But then we will have to add tabulation, and also you can see the label are the technical label. If we have labels, we can use them. So that's what we are doing there. So I'm calling again summarizer, asFlextable, and then I'm saying separate with variable, which say put an horizontal line here. I'm spreading the first call along the row. So this is no more 1 and 2 column. This is just 1 column. And so that it's pretty, I add there some tabulation. So as you can see, flextable enable conditional formatting. So I can say where variable is NA, so here, you should add a tabulation. And then I'm calling labelizer, which will use some labels, the labels we get there, and replace age by age in lower caps. So that's the final result. So basically, in 10 lines, you can get a nice table. It's quite efficient, in my opinion. Then you can save the result in a file. For that, you have all the compatibility with R Markdown, Quarto, and we have some quick function that can be used. For example, save as docx for Word, save as pptx for PowerPoint, and save as image. And the save as image is made with RAG, the RAG package, and system font. So the font are exactly the one you saw on the screen. There is full support for font, so I'm very happy of that. And if we save this to a file, this is the result that we can see. This is a good opportunity to introduce you a package that have been created also almost 2 years ago, named doconv, which is the goal of doconv is to create some miniature or some PDF file from Word or PowerPoint. It used Word and PowerPoint, so it's totally the same that if you would do export in PDF manually from Word or PDF. And you can see the result of this table of save as docx here for the Word, here for the PowerPoint, and the PNG output. You see the font are the same one that we chose. OpenSang. I used OpenSang. So I used a lot the conf in that presentation. It helped me. It's not perfect, but it's working enough for my needs. So let's speak about rtables for regulatory submission working group. So the goal of the group is to create standards for creating tables. It results in a book that is available here. And in that book, you can see a lot of examples, for example, adverse event table. And we will see that example, and the code is provided. So working within that group helped me to bring new feature. So let's have a quick view of my vision after that book. So that book is made of two types of table package. You have flextable and GT, and I think they are using the data frame based approach. So you need to create a data frame, and then you need to format the result. With flextable, it gives you PDF, HTML, docx, RTF, PPTX, and grid. But the downside is the code can be too long and painful to write. For some tables, some very complex tables, the clinical want to provide, the code was very long. So after that, I realized that the second family of package were very useful. So this package, tables, rtables, TFRMT, and TIDTLG, they are more expressive, they are more focused on creating the correct structure, but they provide less format option. But during the book collaboration, I created as flextable for tables, which has been written by Murdoch, and it's a kind of proctabulate translation for R. And tables that has TT2 flextable, another function. I'm not the author of that one. But with the as flextable function or TT2 flextable, you can get PDF, HTML, so all the outputs that are supported by flextable will be available for this package. And these packages made the writing of complex table more easily than with flextable, I think. So let's have a look at some example. Disposition table. This is a data frame approach with flextable. So that one is containing a lot of code. So we use tabulator, a function created for creating cross tabulation with flextable. But the very first step is to create the table, the data frame, sorry. And this is what it looks like. You have to prepare all the number. You have to bind calculation even if not related. And you need a 45 line in that data frame. So you create tabulator. You say, I want EOSSTT as a row column. Same for DCSERES. And I will spread as column the variable TRT01A, this one. So this will be the column and this will be the row. And then you just call as flextable. And this is the result. So the rest of the code is some decoration, but basically everything is done by this call. So this code, for example, is just used to add the n. So that's what it looked like. But all the effort was on creating the data frame. And in my opinion, it requires a good knowledge of flex table. Then we add the adverse event table. For this one, we use tables tabular. Tabular is a very nice function, hard to master, but you can incrementally create your code and see the result. It's working well if you focus. So this code will create that adverse event table. This is very complicated to do, and I think even if not clear at the first glance, it's a very good package. It's only 20 line of code to create that table. So I think it's quite good. Now we can create the flextable version of that table's output with as flextable. Again, the same code. And we get that result. That result that can be exported in Word, in PowerPoint, or that can be decorated, bolted, or whatever you want. Concomitant medication table made with rtables. So we create the rtables object. It creates that kind of output. And with TT2 flex table, we get a flex table output. So I think it's much more nice than the original one. So with that feature came new function, pagination. For example, the pagination, we have three different visions of pagination: the flextable one, the tables one, and the rtables one. The flextable one is made with Word. So we can say, I don't want any group to be displayed across two pages. So that's a group, and you can see there is a space there, and the new group is starting on the new page. So that's what the flextable function provides you with the function named paginate. You can download the example and see the result here. With rtables, we have something else. We say, I want 20 lines maximum per page. So we get this document. It's a little bit tiny. So one document per page, one table per page. So for that, I need to use officer to output in a loop this subtable stored in a list. And we have the tables vision, and there you need to split like with a bracket the table, and you see the result here. Same, I need to use officer to create that document, and I have a subtable on each page. Sorry, my time is over. I don't have much time left, so as add in the new versions, since a few version, you can add computed field and you can manage section. So computed field lets you add like page number or reference. So you can see that example that we can add some page number in the table. And you can also add some section and header and footer information. For example, there you can see the logo of R in Pharma, and you can see we are on the page 5 on 5. Thank you. I let you with all the resource on the screen. Um, the tables in clinical trials with R, made with the R consortium, the documentation of flextable, the flextable gallery, if you see example on take some code, the source of the presentation, and the presentation is here. Thank you.